Hello and welcome. I'm Lloyd and welcome to this Dressing Gown Diary review show of the 2017 third round of matches. It all kicked off in Murrayfield. Murrayfield was awash with colour. It's one of the biggest international games in terms of away fans travelling. There are rumours that historically there used to be 20,000 going in each direction and potentially more. The Welsh would travel up for the weekend. The Scottish would come down for the weekend. In the corresponding fixtures, there'd be club matches going on. There are even rumours of marriages that have changed. People have swapped. They prefer it in either Scotland or Wales. But hey-ho, we're not going to focus on that. What this game showed us is how one-dimensional Wales are and how Scotland's attacking edge and verve really has come alive. Wales look like they're playing rugby league these days. All the possession in the first half, but didn't make it count. They hit one-up balls. They can't pass anymore. They've lost their ability to stretch the game. George North doesn't look like he wants to play rugby anymore. There was a moment, though, in the first half there were two moments, actually, that are crucial. The first one, Richie Gray takes the ball into contact and gets absolutely smashed by Tipperick and Alwyn Jones. And you're looking at that thinking, well, Scotland have got no way back from that. But they picked themselves up. The other crucial moment in the first half was when Lee Halfpenny had a kickable penalty, which would have extended the lead to 6-16, and he missed it. Scotland go up the other end, get some points on the board, and suddenly the half-time gap is not as a big an issue. Also, what Scotland are doing, they're taking the ball in the wide areas. Both tries were scored by wingers in wide areas where they created space where there didn't appear to be any. There were half chances, nothing more. But such great execution. Wales devoid of ideas. Where do you go from this? I mean, they've got to look to change things up. I've been talking about Dan Biggar for a while, my concerns, and his chat to the referee. Just get on with the game. You're a good player, but you don't need to do that. But now he's there. Sam Warburton has progressed as a player. But then when you talk about how he may be looking like a lion, look at the Scottish back row. Hamish came on. He wasn't even starting and then turns over balls after ball. So there were some big performances in this test match. And something that those with a Scottish heart, they're 2/3 the way through the Triple Crown. It was a top win for Scotland and you can't take away from it. The second game of the weekend saw France hosted by Ireland. Ireland had Johnny Sexton back. They were keen to get him on the ball. He was active with the ball. He did a lot of loop arounds. There were a lot of touches. And ultimately, Ireland found a way to grind out a win. It wasn't a spectacular game. France were big and heavy and had opportunities, but Ireland did enough. It keeps them going, keeps them in the tournament. France's tournament clearly over now. But the big talking points of the weekend were what happened at Twickenham. Eddie Jones talking about how this is the end of rugby. Well, I read an interesting article today in the Times talking about how in the 2003 World Cup final, all the Australian pack did, because they knew they couldn't compete with the English pack, was collapse at every scrum. They got away with it. They didn't concede penalties. That was a coaching tactic. Is that more detrimental to rugby than what Italy did? Now, Italy had thought about this. They'd spoken to Romain Poit on the Saturday and discussed what they thought. Romain Poit indicated what he wanted. As long as you're a metre away from the guy picking the ball up, you can go wherever you want. What I found so amusing, though, and this is kind of classic English rugby, which we thought with Eddie Jones we'd moved away from. Coached, narrow-minded, very focused. I do this. This is my job. Well, as soon as someone threw something a bit different in, you end up with Dylan Hartley and James Haskell speaking to the referee and asking him, what are the rules? And the response to that, I am not your coach. That demonstrated where England really are and the lack of thought they can put through. I thought it was an innovation from Italy. They didn't use it every time, but they did it enough to disrupt England's patterns. Or it's pretty simple. If someone's doing that, one, you don't go to the floor, so you keep offloading. And two, if you do go to the floor, you pick and go straight through the middle. So immediately people have to tackle you. If they don't, you just carry on moving forward. Really wasn't that hard. Eddie Jones had a chat at half-time, turned things around. Italy taking a surprising half-time lead. But what it showed is, can these players think on their feet? Owen Farrell had a poor game in comparison to how he's been competing recently. Elliot Daly, again, pretty good. I mean, there are players that are putting their hands up for Lions places. It is all still up in the air. I mean, next weekend's games are going to be crucial, both in terms of the shape of the championship. Can Ireland come to Cardiff and win? Will England beat Scotland? Scotland will fancy their chances of a first win at Twickenham for who knows when. And I'm sure there are many jocks out there who will be cheering loudly, along with anyone else not English. But for now, this is the Dressing Gown Diary. Enjoy your weekend off. No rugby, but enjoy my rants. Check you later.